Well, trying to decide how to decorate my office, I thought that I would put up people who've really had an influence on me. A neurologist named Norman Geschwind, a philosopher named Nelson Goodman, Jerome Bruner, who was the biggest influence both on my thinking in psychology, but also on the way I led groups and the way in the set of interests. He's still alive, 95, and we were close, have been close for many years, and hope we're close for many years to come. I'm trained as a developmental psychologist, and I've written lots of books about children. Many of them have the word mind in it, all the way back to my very early books, Quest for Mind, The Shattered Mind. My kids have quipped that maybe I should write a book called Nevermind and get over it. But I honestly don't believe that my knowledge of developmental psychology has been a major factor in how I raise my kids, either for good or bad. I think a lot of what we do seems to be instinctual, but in fact it comes from the way we were treated. It's much easier to do the right thing if you have those models. The people we have to admire are the people who didn't have those models and can go beyond them, what we call fragmenting, taking a bit and pieces from different people they know and putting it together into a viable whole. This was a man named Rafi Amram, an Israeli school head who actually was really dedicated until he died about 10 years ago to trying to develop an educational system which would be fair to everybody who was living in Israel, including the Palestinians. He was a wonderful human being, and I miss him every day, and so he gets pride of place here. Someone said of me that I had a talent for getting good mentors. In 1970, when I was in graduate school, I decided to write a paper about two people whom I'd never met who were having tremendous influence in my work. And they were both people who were in Europe. There was Jean Piaget, who was a great developmental psychologist, and there was Claude Lévi-Strauss, who was a great anthropologist. What astounded me is I got responses from each of them, one in French, one in English, and the fact that these busy people whom I admired would read something an American student had written was a tremendous lesson, and it's one that I don't need these to remind me. But I like them up here for my students because I want them to understand that being a scholar is an incredible privilege and it's an incredible lineage. And not everybody's called to it, but when you're called to it, you should make sure that you can pass the calling on. I think calling is often a mutual recognition. Namely, you're growing up, you see a whole range of role models. There's certain that you resonate to, but it's always bilateral. Henry Adams said about a teacher never knows when his influence ends. And yeah, I won't be around to know it, but I'm hoping that at least some of the students who work with me will carry on what I believe is important.